How well is Bloodseeker going to fare against a Huskar in the game? There's a lot of cool questions that we get to see answered.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see the combination of the techies and the Bloodseeker, especially because you do have that bit of that magic amp that comes into play.
Yeah, so if for every poison attack you throw on Viper, it lowers your opponent's magic resistance. And then, yeah, if Techies falls up on that, it's a lot of damage. Might see a catch here.
Yeah, there's going to be a little sticky bomb tossed out so far. But they'll turn right back around again, start putting some of that damage over onto Saberlight. He is silenced. There's quite the train of the cut flowing through. And again, another sticky bomb being applied. They'll be able to apply a couple more little hits, but the good boundless. Bryle already saying, all right, yep. A little bit of sass coming out.
Yeah, not too bad. The fact that he's able to stay alive is good. He's going to walk back to base most likely and then TP to lane. He's just missing too much HP otherwise, so as long as he doesn't die again when he gets to lane, he'll be absolutely fine. But it's just a Bloodseeker plus a Bane, so I don't really suspect he's going to be in a huge amount of trouble. One downside, though, Bane did skill Nightmare here instead of Brain Sap. Normally you get Brain Sap, so you can trade out hits. Nightmare not nearly as good for your mana longevity, but I'm sure Overwhelm will still be good. This is the hero that he likes to play. He's going to block the small camp now with a Sentry Ward, most likely. It's going to be problematic for Storm Spirit, who normally wants to push out a wave, then go back to do small camp. It's just he's going to be a little bit less efficient now because of this.
Well, hopefully it's not going to be too much of a detriment, but again, Bane is one of those strong laners. Just not going to be able to trade quite as efficiently as he normally can. So he and Dubu going to trade a couple hits.
This is where it actually matters. If Dubu's going into an aggressive tri-lane, which seems to be the case, they're going to try to shut down Bloodseeker. They did not want to lane Viper against Huskar. That was something I was really worried about in the draft. Huskar's movement speed, very low. His base damage is very low. His base armor is 0.8 right now. He's got no armor. So he's slow. He's going to be slowed farther. His attack range is a little mediocre. Like, he would just get beaten up by Viper and lose a regen battle really hard. So they're just dodging the lane. They're going to put Saberlight top. They actually did walk him there without teleporting as well, so he's just trying to do his best against Viper, which makes sense. He can use press the attack to dispel the Viper poison damage, but he's going to take a lot in the meantime.
Now, is it worth it for them to try to readjust these lanes to try to get that set up, or do you think they're just like, all right, if we try to move down there at this point, then they're just going to teleport back up? And Saberlight, he's not looking too good here. There's a lot of power coming out from this Techie's Viper lane.
That's a big kill. You can readjust, but sometimes it's just not that worth it. You're just better off, in some cases, just kind of stabilizing the best you can, even if it doesn't produce like Huskar getting completely stopped. Especially if you have confidence in beating that hero in the mid game, for example, with your hero counters. You're not as concerned about shutting him down in a big way in the lane stage. And frankly, Bloodseeker has a 10 damage advantage on him right now anyways, so he should be able to do fine here.
Again, this is another one of those heroes that has some sustainability. In fact, both of them do once they get some levels online, right? With the Bloodseeker being able to heal off at the last hits and then overload them with that Brain Sap. But this is a fairly scary tri-lane to come in. They're going to have to be careful about their positioning because that is, you know, one of the other main reasons to have that tri-lane is to slow down the farm of the enemy, make sure you can get it for yourself, but also get some kills and start that snowball effect going.
Yeah, that's really important. They committed a lot of sentries down here too. Dubu already killed one blocking the large camp. They blocked the small camp. They blocked the large camp. And they made sure the cliff didn't have a ward on it either. So they really care about giving this Huskar a good time, which makes sense. Huskar laning poorly early game is the biggest detriment to his overall snowball.
That's a courier sniped here, and Saberlight struggling a bit. So they actually send Dubu up. There's no longer going to be that aggressive tri-lane coming out from the side of TSM.
Yeah, he's not going to get anything otherwise. And Legion Commander is another hero that actually struggles a little bit if he has a rough early game. And he is just getting beaten up once again.
He doesn't have a courier. He doesn't have any regen. He's going to have to rely on Dubu to bring something out for him, possibly.
Yeah, it's a lot of mana, at least, every time that Viper throws a poison attack. That's 20 mana spent, so he can offset that a little bit with his mana, but if Aid gets more mangoes from an ally, or he brings out some kind of mana regen item like a Urn, then that'll offset this a lot, and then he'll continue to pressure Saberlight.
They are at least able to do a little bit more harassment now that they've brought the Prophet, but Biga jumping in. Last click coming in from Aid. Saberlight having a difficult time in this lane.
Yeah.
The bright side, not much mana left over on that Viper, though.
Yes, and he does have a little bit coming out. He's got a Sage's Mask and a Mango, but yeah, it's not going to offset all of his mana needs. I do like how Aid is kind of half playing it. Sometimes he's throwing poison attacks, sometimes he's attacking regular, and just poking a little bit here and there eventually gives Biga a great opportunity to jump in and do huge amount of damage. So that was great. Nice kill.
There's been some trading and harassment back and forth in this bottom lane, but I don't think they've really managed to do as much as they'd like. Yes, Scourge is not getting the best of CS, but they're also not finding those kills that they wanted. They're not really slowing him down in terms of levels either.
On the bright side, Bryle's doing great in last hits. 33 versus the 23 of Dragonite. I assume he's gone. Yeah, his small camp got unblocked is probably why. So if we compare their net worths, his is actually not that much higher than Dragonite's. So it's probably a mix of small camps, but in level-wise, Dragonite's actually doing slightly better. So maybe a little misleading here.
It's interesting. I was asking some of the other guys. I was like, I don't really know much about kits. It's the guy that just kind of showed up, and he's been doing a pretty impressive job from what I've seen so far. And a lot of people are like, yeah, I've heard the name, but I don't really know much about him. So this has really been a great treat for us, I guess, in a way, right? Oh, Overload? No, he's got enough here. Being able to, see some of these new players that have started to rise up and gain some fans.
Yeah, especially when they come into the scene, or at least come into Div 1 like this, and they look confident and they play well against other players that are, they're coming unknown and they're playing against players that are world caliber, basically. That's really impressive to see them hold their own and make good plays.
These are guys that played in TI, and that's a step forward for sure. Couple clicks off. Another person. Oh, bottom lane, Scourge. Gonna have to just back off here. Overloom continuing to trade off. Does have that mango if need be. He has popped it. So it could go for the Nightmare, it could go for the Brain Sap. Just wants to make sure he's got those options, but he's gonna be fine.
Well, Moon does get Jengu though, which is a little dangerous. 8 more seconds to gain a stun. We'll see if he takes this mid. He is walking towards that way right now. He's gonna put a ward down instead.
This is a techie specialist that we are watching right here. We're just talking about people gaining new fans, and I think B-God has definitely picked up some new fans from the way that he has been playing, especially with the techies. Mid lane, do have a little bit of that rotation like we talked about. B-God sitting a bit low. It does spot out Dubu, obviously. They have the ward on the side. And in the bottom, oh, this is looking like a dead Bane. If they can get the final hit, are they going to be able to find it, though? They don't. All right, they'll turn this right back around over on Tomato. Well, and that blood right, they have to be careful. Got a couple of those stacks of burning spears, but don't find the kill that they wanted.
Yeah, Huskar went kind of an interesting item build. It's not uncommon for Huskar's like the original armlet hero for the record, so all these other armlet posers, they're after the fact. But going the armor and regen item on Huskar is very normal because it helps stabilize your laning stage. But Tomato went a slightly different build: boots and damage. Boots, blades of attack, all gauntlets. This helps stabilize him in some ways because he's been able to keep Bloodseeker low, and that prevents Scourge McDuck from getting last hits. So now he's just getting mega dumpstered. This tri lane really starting things off well for him.
Top lane, they almost managed to finish off Saberlight, but a good rotation from Bryle will ensure they can turn it right back around and collect over on aid.
So they're kind of getting everything they want out of their lanes. Despite safe lane going rough, these rotations make things a lot easier.
Oh, okay, B-God's just going to casually kill Saberlight in the top lane.
That's just B-God things, dude. he actually just does stuff like this all the time. He just outplays people. He knows his limits, and he's taking his opportunities. Really nicely done. And that's a lot of levels, too. Almost 6 on Saberlight here. B-God picking up 5 from that. He'll be really happy with that experience. Back in the safe lane, though, Scourge McDuck still only level 4. Tomato's a full level ahead of him. He's got, just like almost 30 more last hits than Bloodseeker does. That is a catastrophic lane situation for the cut here.
Gonna contest the pull over here on the side. Boundless not gonna quite connect though. Oh, well, I'm just gonna tell Moonman to chill, dude. Chill, take a nap. And that Nightmare gonna make sure that they can go and connect with the blood right, so pretty happy about that.
It's kind of a funny lane to have infused raindrops in, actually. It just can't proc against either Bane or Bloodseeker because they both do pure damage instead of magical, so it's just like free mana regen for him. Always gonna turn.
Yeah, there was a moment there, but Kit's going to chase after Broad. They have that sticky bomb placed down, but has enough mana to just be able to ball away. And that's, I think, the second time that the Dragon Form has been used in the mid lane.
Yep, they're doing good damage, though. If he was able to get one of the stuns off there, it would have been a jump follow-up from B-God with the blast off, and that would have been a silence and possible kill. Either way, they get pressure on the tower. Dragonite's accomplishing his job for sure. And this is part of the negative about ganking if you are a mid-hero like Storm, is that when you leave the lane, your tower's going to get beat up a lot.
It also feels like they're... hold that thought, Overload. Little spring down. Bryle's making his own rotation. Probably gonna go for a dive here. Jump over into Overloam, and they're just gonna zip right on through to the back lines, but there's no one there.
That was cool. Bryle knew exactly where to check. Not able to catch him in the end, but that's Scourge McDuck just picking up 5 TPs to the off lane. And now we'll see what Viper does to adjust. I mean, it's not uncommon for your carry to go to the off lane at this phase of the game because it gets a little too dangerous in the safe lane, but it's going to hurt Viper for sure. Viper is not exactly a jungle or gank happy hero in a lot of cases, so this could really hurt his overall net worth. But if they don't get Bloodseeker online, his hero is not going to feel like anything much at all, so he's got to do this.
Saberlight trying to catch up a little bit here in the jungle. He had a very difficult laning stage. It's never fun to face off with a Viper. It's even worse when you have a techies in your lane, even when he has been reworked. Some people might say he's even more annoying now.
Yeah, he's a lot stronger offensively, without a doubt. He's got level 6, though. He's got his wards down, or his mines down, excuse me. If they end up contesting him, he can react to this.
There are teleports coming in, though. They are looking to take a fight here as Overloam. Getting a little bit of attention. He wants to go for that D-Ward, but he's not going to be able to finish it off here as they'll go right back, pop that dragon form over on the tower. The pressure being applied. But it looks like they're not going to contest further over on the side of TSM. They're going to let this tower fall.
Just a pair of green dragons spitting their venom on a tower. Real messed up.
I don't think Viper's a dragon.
He's a Drake.
He's another
I know
Drake.
his lore.
Isn't he? Zip forward over onto Kits. That's a lot of damage, and they have the lockdowns. But can they get that? Yeah, they'll get the victory over on the Legion. No problem. The chase is on over onto Dubu. Overloam trying to find this opening here. We'll continue to see some of these bombs getting dropped, but the Exorcism is cutting them up. Another sticky bomb placed over on the ground. Brain Sap almost enough to remove Dubu, but they're not going to be able to get enough damage onto the Death Prophet. Not yet. All
right. Little overeager there by the Dragonite, feeling like he could tank. He's got 4 points in Dragon's Blood, but he gets shredded. And right now, Tomato is top of the boards. Here's that replay once again. Everybody jumps in. They use every spell on him, plus duel. Pretty easy kill. B-God missed his first skill, actually, so didn't get quite as much damage as he wanted. They had a little bit to throw a Dubu here, but not enough disables, actually. And it was just kind of scary to commit to this part of the map. They didn't have perfect vision. It means if TSM wanted to turn there, it's definitely possible they get wiped. And then they lose their tier 1 tower, so not the best situation for them, but not the worst either.
And they've continued now to make that space for Scourge. He's continuing to last hit, and we saw over during that little replay, Viper was perfectly fine here over in the triangle. They managed to make some stacks, and having the Nether Toxin down on the ground made it quite easy for him. So seems to be all right, but they do have to be careful because they are being very aggressive with this jungling, and Bryle is going to make them pay for it. The follow-up here from Moon Meander, the hop down. They want to just take out Bloodseeker.
Got him.
They'll be able to do it easily, and they'll be able to collect themselves some more dual damage. So despite Saberlight having a difficult time during laning, he has recovered quite nicely.
Yeah, they've done a nice job. This ward that they had helped spot where Bloodseeker was farming. They ended up pressuring him. It looked like he was going to be able to get out because Huskar was at low HP and visible on the other side of the map, jungling Ancients. But yeah, just too many slows by Storm. Bryle doing a great job with his rotation and his item build. 3 Null Talismans and a Fairy Trinket. So his mana costs are much lower than normal, which is part of the reason he was able to get so many slows off there. It's a little bit more of an early game build, but it makes sense here, right? Your carry is a Huskar who does set tempo but doesn't really gank well. And your Legion Commander had a rough laning stage, so this gives him the ability to help gank and participate in these fights. So Bryle's done a really good job in that so far, and he's been rewarded with high net worth as well.
I was about to say, I think he's been involved in almost every single fight on this map, too.
Yeah.
I think except for one.
It was probably one of the kills in the offlane, I'm guessing. And keep in mind, Saberlight also has 2 dual kills now, 20 damage bonus.
It was the B-God solo kill of Legion, actually. Now, come to think of it.
Was what?
Was the one kill that... oh, wait, no, that was for TSM. That was my bad. Trying to think what the other one was.
The Dragonite dual mid, and then just the fight now, I'm guessing. Is that what it was? Not sure.
Something like that. Smoke coming up from side the cut. They have a Blink Dagger that just got freshly picked up, though, from the for the DK. It's not quite there yet. Gonna have to be patient, but they'll send aid over.
Ooh, they're going to invade their own jungle. Take things back a bit. Will they spot him is the real question.
They're already out. Willem staying on the high ground.
They're going to go to the creep wave, most likely gank Scourge.
Probably Scourge again. Yeah, that's what I would guess.
They do have Blade Mail and Saberlight, so if they get a duel off on him, he is very likely dead. Ooh, that bomb blew up. That's a big one. That's going to reveal the Monkey's here.
Yeah,
He's gonna stay
jump.
low.
Oh, he's still... Oh, they use everything in the kitchen sink. Oh my gosh. All right, but the follow-up is here. They'll blink over onto the stealth prop, place down that nether toxin, try to get the silence up. A little bit more damage. There it is, and there's a grip coming out over on the side. So they'll take out Saberlight as the hunt is on. They would like to get their hands on Moon Meander. Can they find the vision, though, is the question, because he's tree dancing all over there and breaking their ankles.
I thought that was going to be way worse, but great reaction there. I think Bloodseeker's silence actually caught Legion. That meant that Press the Attack wasn't able to be used to help save Death Prophet. Then he just gets gripped by Overlom there. So, yeah, great reaction for the cut. 4K gold advantage for TSM, but...
Oh, B-God. Can't escape that one.
Yeah, for a Div 2 team coming up and playing against the best team in the region, the fact that they're only behind by 4K is really, really impressive. They got Blink on Dragon Knight too, so he's ready to set things up if he wants to. I wouldn't be surprised if he buys Shard next in about a minute or two.
Shard is just too good to pass up right now.
Yeah.
Fireball is so nice. Let's see, how much less? So they popped the Exorcism in the last fight, so it's down for 80-something seconds. But could try to get a little aggressive if they want to start moving about, but right now I think the name of the game is just try to protect Scourge and get him some more farm. Get him online.
Yeah, that would help. He's finishing his Maelstrom. He just got enough money for it, so this is going to increase his farm speed, certainly. That part is pretty good.
Oh, okay. Little tap there.
Tomato AFK, probably folding laundry. He's been standing still for a while here.
We saw that he had that hummus on his bed. Maybe he's having a little snack.
We need a camera check on... Oh, he is moving his character again. Okay.
All right.
Okay. He is at his computer. It is confirmed. He's been standing here for quite a while. In reality, the cut has been off the map for a while. He's worried about pressuring out this lane because he does not want to get ganked. He's very vulnerable here. And he's got very high net worth. He does not want to die.
Ball forward. Getting into position. They got silence. The duel is off. And that is a dead kit, so his B-God will follow up, but he's going to need some help from the rest of his team here as they do manage to apply the break. Little piggy pole away. But they've lost their Dragon Knight, which is a pretty big deal as he's really, you know, that kind of front-facing offense.
And the first initiator as well. I mean, obviously, Bane can do that sometimes, as could Techies in some instances.
They're so
but
squishy, though.
He's definitely the one that wants to go in first. There's a smoke.
A little bit of a wrapping play.
They walked past a mine in Roche Pit. I don't know if it was spotted or not. It's one of those things you don't always notice, like, oh, somebody killed my wards, or oh, somebody ganked my whole team.
Oh yeah, look at this. The ball lightning forward over onto Scourge. And just going to pop that Exorcism right away, but they do get the stun up over onto Overlom. They turn right back around. Kit's taking so much damage as he will end up falling. They'll be able to take that debuff. They get the duel off over here. They'll take out Overlom, and everybody's sitting a bit low over on the side as B-God eventually falling to Tomato Spears.
He's
by the break. He's sitting very close. Oh, he ends up falling as now Bryle has that Vortex back here. They need something to cancel out this TP, and they just don't have it.
Rupture a little too much there. He couldn't really retreat. Then the silence came out, and he started walking with Rupture on. Too much damage there. But, man, watch how Dubu plays this fight. Obviously, they jump on Scourge, which looks pretty solid. Brawl does dodge the silence, but Dubu almost dies, and then he's like, screw this, I'm tanking, bros. He uses 3 Spirit Siphons.
What a
just
hero.
Eating damage. Sets up another dual kill for Saberlight. Tomato's pretty happy as a whole, but he's ruptured here. And BKB runs out in this moment, which means he's taking damage, and he got broken as well. Absolutely no way that he can stay and fight there. He did not anticipate the Viper break coming out in that moment. He thought he was going to be able to pick up the tower instead.
Moon Meander hiding up here in the tree line. It's a nice thing about Monkey King, though, right, is it's just a great hero to be able to get any sort of information, vision, and has a nice escape. But a lot of people just hanging out in that mid lane currently.
Yeah, the tower is a pretty good thing to take when you're playing against the Radiant side, for sure. Oh, initiation.
There's the initiation from Kiss. It's going to need more than that, as, all right, they'll follow up, but there's still quite a few TSM heroes in that vicinity, as Tomato is in the Roche Pit. Curious to see if they try to interrupt this, although he's walking out now. They found themselves Scourge, McDuck, yet again, the duel comes out. This poor Bloodseeker is not having a game.
I haven't seen this much damage on a Legion in a long time, actually. Very successful duel so far. Usually the hero just doesn't work that well in pro games from the duel aspect. because it's harder to force your opponents into sloppy mistakes. It just happens much, much less. Bigger team fight, that kind of thing. But 70 damage is going to allow him to turn into a core, and the fact that he's done this without Blink Dagger is kind of impressive, especially with Tumbler's Toy. It's a secondary way to initiate. It's a half force staff. So with Phase Boots and this has allowed him to be pretty helpful to himself and his team.
All right, well, we have the Aegis online now for Tomato. I'd like to see them, like, I like the way that the Cut is making these kind of, like, aggressive plays. They're trying to protect the mid-tower. But I think I'd like to see them a little bit closer to Scourge, so if he gets jumped on again, they can kind of respond. What do you think?
It's definitely a good thing to do at times. But in the same vein, they're also trying to get kills if possible. But, I don't know. DK also wants to finish Shard. He's got the money now, but he might be going BKB first to be really safe. That's the other issue. There's just a lot of really powerful abilities on the TSM side. Huskar is pretty terrifying. Inner Fire is great damage mitigation. Storm does huge amounts of magic damage. They have to worry about Blade Mill Duel. They have to worry about Death Prophet spells, whether it's Silence or Spirit Siphon. It's a lot of impact.
Cut is partially grouped together over here. See three of them making over to defend this mid-tower. It is fighting into an Aegis, though, which can be a little scary. When Meander trying to give them as much information as possible with that tree dance. There's the Shard. It is completed. They did opt to go for the BKB, which will give them that extra damage.
I'm just sure it's better to do this. As great as BKB is, just being able to do small ganks where you blink, stun, plus drop Fireball, it's going to change a lot.
Meander keeping tabs here. The ping comes out. They know he's there.
That's what happens when you see a double damage rune. You're like, oh god, get out.
All right, smoke play coming out from the side of TSM. They're gonna bait out Tomato, and a Blink Dagger is completed now for the Legion. The hop down. This double damage rune does not seem to phase them very much, since it's just this Dragonite against all of the side of TSM. That'll easily translate over to this mid tower.
Until the power of the glyph comes out.
For B-God. Oh, run, little B-God, run. He's going to hop over to the side, hopes that nobody can find him here. Yeah, he's going to be able to escape. But Bryle is left behind. Does have enough mana here if he wants to just try to bowl out. But, ooh, that is a rupture. Do they go any further? Okay, we get the Exorcism getting popped.
And now we all laugh at Dubu's ultimate.
It's very pretty.
See, what happened there was that TSM knew the threat that Bryle was in, whereas on the other side, the Cut had no idea, basically. They didn't really... maybe they checked Storm's mana first, but that's why Dubu reacted like this. Big duel.
That is a big duel with the Blade Mail, and it's looking like a very dead Aid. B-God trying his best here. Does manage to finish off Saberlight and Moon Meander, and he's trying to break some ankles here with that taser. Does manage to get the stun over onto Dubu. So they'll actually end up looking pretty decent here in this fight on the side of the Cut.
Yeah, 2 kills for B-God, though. Kills Saberlight and Moon Meander. That's like 1,000 gold to him.
I like the way you said that.
That's a lot of money. Good for him.
1,000 gold.
Level 15 for Bloodseeker, though. He definitely needs the experience in these engagements. Huskar is still top dog in the match. A lot of net worth over where Dragonite is. He needs to keep this up. He's got a Sange finished. Here's that clip once again. Great jump on Aid. Jump in. Little Blade Mail duel. A lot of damage reflected there by Saberlight with the Blade Mail, but just enough for him to get his kill. B-God got to do nice techies things there. Dubu's been playing really good, though. I'm really impressed by how effectively he makes 5 Death Prophet look like a 4.
Ooh, a bit of a duel coming in. The taunt off over onto Bane. Should be able to finish that off. So that is going to be a dead Bane. Scourge Deck, though, does have the BKB. He's going to be trying to man fight over here against Meander, but he's got to run. He's sitting so very low. Can they finish him off is the question. They're not seeming to be able to get that final hit off, despite trying with that blink. And over on the side, they'll end up losing Aid. B-God, he's going to make it all the way to the fountain. And he's just barely going to survive.
His courier died, though.
His courier did die. He died for his owner, I guess. With the silence. Oh, kids, he's stuck in the woods with a lot of unfriendly faces. Not much he can do there.
Not really, unfortunately. Moon Meander having a great game, though. 4-1-9 right now. Orchid, he's almost got Mage Slayer as well. They even gave him the Brigand's Blade because he's having such a great game.
Moon really excels on these kinds of heroes, I feel.
Squirrely heroes?
Yeah, like things that are very, have a lot of mobility, I guess is a good way to put it. Stuff that is able to poke and get out. You know, just like
Yeah.
Mischief, I guess.
Like Mirana, Monkey King type.
Weaver.
Yeah, that's true.
8 has now been dueled over here, so that'll be a nice pick-off for TSM as they finish off the tower.
130 dual damage. Like, holy crap.
Yeah.
Doing so great. I like how we went the overwhelming odds talents too. It's kind of cool. I haven't seen these very often. I feel like almost everybody gets dual cast range, but despite him not going blink early, he's like, nah, I want AoE for overwhelming odds. It's a great skill if you can nuke a lot of people. It's got bonus hero damage. Now it's doing 200 damage per hero. I mean, that's potentially like 1,000 magic damage from a nuke, which is kind of bonkers. So
Just adding on to the AoE that they do possess on the side of TSM. So.
I wonder if he's going to get the shard later, the new Legion shard. Remember, it doesn't give you BKB anymore when you use press the attack, and now it gives you armor for every unit that you hit. And it lasts for 15 seconds instead of 7.
Oh my god.
It's cool. So hypothetically, if he hits a lot of people with that, it could give him huge survivability. 4 armor per hero. That's a lot.
I mean, he's already got pretty good survivability, unlike poor Overloam, who was just trying to probably get some vision up over there. And yeah, he's got those sentries and observers. I mean, the game just gets tough when you're against the Storm that's doing as well as Bryle is, right? Bryle's 10-0-2 currently.
I mean, there's a lot of cores doing great on the TSM side, as we expected. You got Dubu, the 5 position 2. It's almost got a shard at 25 minutes, like the perfect items to keep himself alive. Glimmer Cape, Ghost Scepter, Wand, that's all he needs.
That hero is just so powerful right now, and the fact that it can be just flexed in so many positions.
But keep in mind, it's also, you have to have good game sense. You have to realize where your limits are.
That's true.
Almost Begot getting caught. But Dubu understood, like the times he went in and got really aggressive, he knew that he could Spirit Siphon some leverage out of it. He takes the damage, his allies get more space. All good things happen. So yeah, it's very flexible, but you have to make good decisions. Here's a new item. Ags on Huskar now being picked up. This is the item that you've seen in your Huskar pubs. It really helps you close the game out. Normally what happens is you get ahead on Huskar, then you kind of hit buildings and maybe out DPS their opponents, but now he just gets a stun by buying his Aghanim Scepter. It's a 3-second taunt, and stuns are the best way to close games out because it's easier to just say, like, I'm going to duel that guy and then we're going to kill him, kind of a thing, which is basically what it does. So that'll be really nice for him. Gets more cast range on his ultimate as well, so it'll be easier to jump into the fights.
You know what also could have closed out a game really nicely?
Divine Rapiers.
No, I was going to say you kicking the enemy team into Cap's mines that he put down last night.
Yeah,
and was begging you
if your techie spends 10 minutes in a one game placing red mines, yeah, kicking them into that giant minefield would be a war crime. But good.
Rat play, smoke. Immediately getting popped, the jump for the ball lightning. They're just going to try and just remove as many as they can as they take down Begot. They're taking that over them. There's no saves left as they'll take out Aid. This is going disastrously for the cut as they just completely team wipe them.
Tomato's still alive. You can't tell from the look on his face. He was still folding laundry in his mind.
Yeah, was that Girl Scout cookies on his bed too?
I would have. Girl Scout cookies and hummus, my favorite combo.
Look, don't shame the man, okay? He likes what he likes.
It's almost as good as basically eating a rampage in that fight. That was incredible for TSM. They basically smoked in. The cut was planning to do a smoke themselves. They did not anticipate TSM from the back. They jumped on Dubu effectively. Instantly gets dispelled, so he got to play his fight here. Watch it once again. They go on Dubu to the south. He reacts. Begot goes in. BKB gets pressed. They're trying to kill him, but like realistically, Tomato's not taking enough damage there. They're able to pick up the Bloodseeker. Everybody gets cleared. Did Bloodseeker or BKB? He did. He bought BKB for that, but Maelstrom damage isn't going to go through BKB, so killing Huskar there isn't going to work out very good. And even if it didn't, he's got another Shawl on top of his high magic resistance when he's low HP. We're back to those glory days. So yeah, Tomato stays alive. Very nicely done. And everybody on the TSM side got to do what they wanted.
Yeah, it was a really nice play coming out from them, realizing, okay, we know that they're up in this particular area. We're going to do a wide sweep and, you know, get the jump.
Saberlight going to block the smoke here on the bot lane. Doesn't know, though.
Wow, they really just have no idea where he is.
He has no...
Okay, all right, Begot knows where he might be. He is separated from the rest of the team, but I don't think the cut necessarily want to hard commit because Bryle just dives on and goes to the back lines. He's going to be able to take out Bane very quickly, and that's the silence. Over there's going to be the duel coming out between Saberlight. And this time he will actually fall. So follow up. Tomato throwing out the damage. They've lost Beacon. They lost Scourge. This is not looking good now as Kits has popped that BKB. He's got to run from Tomato. He's going to try to teleport away. Aid not going to be able to do it. But Dragonlight, the sole survivor.
Ooh, they called GG.
Oh, and they just called GG.
Yeah, I mean, they basically, same thing happened again, right? They smoked in with saying, like, we need to make a fight happen, and TSM was, like, 2 steps ahead of them.